One, two, three, one, two, three. Can I be heard loud and clear? Is the TV in the background in the way? Let me check. Can't really hear myself live just yet. This is more of an audio test. Yep, I hear myself. There's a TV in the background, so I'm going to be watching this on all angles. You know, I got the Red Eagle stream on. I also have, hold on, let me mute myself. Got the Red Eagle stream on. I got all perspectives on. And this time we're a lot more prepared. Iowa was a little bit of a clusterfuck, but we're more prepared now. So, audio's working, everything's working fine. Polls close in less than 45 minutes in the great state of New Hampshire. But results are already in. Trump is leading Nikki Haley, and Ron DeSantis barely has any votes. He just dropped out and endorsed Trump, so something I didn't mention in the Iowa caucus video, which I did upload earlier today. Let me close out of this. All right, yeah, there. Good. Need to make sure I'm all good. There. I'll put Red Eagle on a low volume so that way I can still hear him. And make up my own analysis while I'm watching all these different perspectives. Even got MSNBC on the background. Of course they're simping for Haley. I'm not really surprised about that. But results are in some places. In Dixville, Haley's winning that. Lebanon, Concord, Dover. Trump's winning in Manchester, Hillsborough, Claremont, Laconia. I might be butchering some names of some towns here and there. But yeah, early results are coming in. Polls have not closed yet. So we're just here waiting. Alright, let me just lower the volume real quick so I'm not too obnoxiously loud, and that way you don't really hear that much background noise going on. You know, you don't hear the TV in the background, you don't hear any of that. So it's just my voice, alright? It's just my voice, so let me put on Real Clear Politics so I can show you what the polls look like right now. Right, election 2024, or latest polls. So yeah, Trump's leading the polls by 20 points, roughly around that margin. That's the RCP average aggregate. Of course, one has 22, one has 27. In my video, I predicted around 30 at the lowest, 40 at the highest. So around that point is where I predict Trump to win. So the RCP average aggregate has around 19.3. My polling is around 30. I'm gonna play it a little safe here. And Trump lost, Haley gained 6,500, 5,800. Nothing really has changed. Again, these are early votes. These are early results that are coming in. 4%. Polls do not close until 8 p.m. I don't know if I'm going to be live that long. Yeah, I'm hearing that some are calling it for Trump already, even though the polls haven't closed. Let me double check on that. Nope. My internet just went off. Oops. Uh, Sorry about that. A little bit of a hiccup that we had here. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like we're going to be monitoring Concord, Manchester. From what I am told, that is supposedly like where Trump performs the strongest. We're also going to be analyzing Dover as well. There's four major cities that we're going to be analyzing. You know, Concord, Manchester. We got Dover. So we got a lot to pay attention to. There's like these huge population areas over here. We're going to be keeping our eyes right over here. But yeah, again, it is 7:23. Polls don't close until 8 Eastern. 5% of the earlies are already in. This was from 2 minutes ago. It is pretty close so far. Some networks are calling it. Like, there are some networks that have called it already, but polls have not closed yet, so I am not ready to call. I am not ready to call. And meanwhile, let's check on the Democrat side. Unproposed. Oh, yeah, shit. I gotta create an account. Won't do that just yet. Won't do that just yet. Will CNN and MSNBC even cover the victory? That's a good question. I'm not so sure. I am not sure. Trump's nearing... Oh, he just crossed 10,000. And Nikki Haley is over 9,000. Surprised Ron DeSantis is even gaining some votes after dropping out. But nearly 20,000 has been reported of early votes. More municipalities and cities are coming in at this very moment. Yeah, so far Trump's winning it. I don't think anybody is winning any other state if Trump wins New Hampshire. I really don't. If he wins New Hampshire by, and I mean like win in like a really great margin, just give him the nomination already. Everyone drop out. He's running unopposed. Same with Biden. He's running unopposed. Those are your two nominations. At this point, just start the general election already. Yeah, 53-2 and 46-2. So still pretty even. Still pretty even. The earlies are still coming in. Still coming in. You haven't missed anything just yet. I mean, at this point, Haley should just drop out after she loses this. She really should. Trump crossed 11,000. Haley's almost at 10,000. She's almost there. Still 53-2, 46-2. Nothing really changed. Well, let me say something on Twitter real quick. They're getting... Yeah, what Red Eagle is saying, like, I don't talk as much as he does, like, talk nonstop. Sometimes I have silent breaks here and there. He does, like, a lot of analysis and shit. I save that for the videos, for like the one-off videos, because that's a lot easier for me. Normally, what Red Eagle does, like he talks in his streams, I just write on Twitter. I think it's easier. I can do both, you know. Alright, we're getting a ton of early results come in New Hampshire. Coming in. Alright. Post has been sent. We're getting a ton of early results coming in New Hampshire so far. Polls are closing in 30 minutes. Well, exactly 30 minutes. It just turned 7:30. So far, Trump has a narrow lead over Haley. But again, these are early results. My eyes are on the major cities right here. Manchester, Concord, and Dover. There's also a lot of these rural areas that might swing with any candidate here or there. But again, the major population centers are Concord and Manchester. From what I'm told, Trump has a huge stronghold in Manchester. Concord, I would assume, is more of like a swing city. It can go either or, from what I know. I don't know. I don't really, never really been to New Hampshire, although I seriously do want to visit. New Hampshire's a very beautiful state. Let's be real. New Hampshire is a very beautiful state. I mean, I've seen a lot of the pictures of what it looks like during like the 4 seasons, like the fall and the winter. It's actually very beautiful, and from what I heard, it's similar to Vermont. You know, there's a lot of like ski destinations. I definitely want to go skiing at some point in my life. Definitely on my bucket list. Preferably New Hampshire is a good destination for that. I don't know. Anyone who's from New Hampshire, are there any good like ski resorts that I can go to if I ever get a chance to like ski or snowboard? Because I definitely want to try that at some point. Even though I am a Florida man, never really seen snow in my life. Yep, we got some more cities. Rochester. Yep. That's a city that went for Trump. We got Hillsborough. We got Claremont. Some are coming in. Nashua. Don't know much about that. Yeah, Farmington. That's a really deep red area. 95% reporting. Yeah, he basically won that one. It's 52.8, 46.5. Trump's at 16,000. Haley at 14,000. All right, we got ourselves an update. It is 53.1, 46.3. Trump cracked 17,000, and Haley just cracked 15,000. Still pretty close. Still pretty close. Again, polls have not closed. It is 7:33. Polls close at 8 Eastern, which means that's really when we're going to get the actual results. Again, there are some networks that are calling it right now. I'm not calling it just yet. So far, no hiccups. I think we're doing good. Let's see. Yeah, divine over L's. Unity over division. MAGA is a threat to our very soul of this country, yeah. Just looking at Twitter. Just seeing what updates we got. Yeah, exactly. He's definitely going to win the primary. Again, we don't know how much. We don't know how much. My pick is around 30. That's an easy estimate. That's based off of the aggregates that we've been seeing. So I basically calculate that, and then I make up my own number, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to say he's going to win by around 30 percentage points. Now we got 53 to 46.4. Let me take my calculator and see how much that is. So far, the lead is 53 minus 46. It ain't quick math. So that's around a little over 7 points. Trump is ahead. I suck at spelling. And another post right here. I think it should be certain Trump will win New Hampshire. We just gotta find out by how much. We really won't know until the polls actually close, until the time that polls close, which is around, again, as I keep reiterating, it's at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's when polls in New Hampshire close. Early results are still coming in. So we really won't know the exact margin of victory until it is called, until all the votes are counted, until polls close, all that, whole shebang, whole 9 yards. That's when we'll find out the actual margin. We still got lots of time to go. It is 7:38 p.m. Eastern Time. And that means we got a little over 20 minutes until the polls actually close. But so far, race is still fairly close. Trump has been hovering around the 7-point margin of victory so far. Haley is continuing to gain. Trump's continuing to gain. Again, this is a two-person race now because DeSantis dropped out and endorsed Trump. I think that will help him a little bit. But again, race is close. It is still early. So it's still early. We got a lot to be counted. Yeah, I heard the Heat traded for Kyle Lowry. Well, the Heat traded for Scary Terry and traded away Kyle Lowry. Really pumped about this news as a Heat fan. Lowry, well past his prime. This is his last year on his contract, so it's great to get some another youngster in there. Well, young compared to him. He's, I think, about to turn 30. But he's a much better point guard than what we had with Lowry. So I'm really excited for that. Hopefully we'll start winning games. Ooh, Terry Rozier picked number 2 for the Heat. Interesting. Very interesting. Jack Posobiec is saying end the primary. I mean, at this point you could. You really could. Because, I mean, you already know the results. You could end them right now and say, hey, yeah, it's over. Pull the plug. We already know who's going to win. But I'm not calling it right here. I know everyone wants it to be called, but it's still early, so we don't know just yet. New Hampshire was the last hope of a Never Trump movement. Well, yeah. Technically, New Hampshire, I said this in my video, New Hampshire is a fairly liberal state. A lot of people say, oh, it's a swing state. Yes, it is a swing state, but it's a blue-leaning swing state. It's fairly liberal for what it is. Yes, they're libertarian. Yes, they're libertarian on issues like guns, They're usually against a lot of the gun control stuff that goes out. But at the same time, they're also a pro-choice and a pro-LGBTQ state. and are liberal on a lot of issues. They are pretty socially liberal. God, I can't speak. They are socially liberal. You see, this is why I can't do the Red Eagle shit and, like, you know, keep talking nonstop. I'm going to stutter a lot, and that is a huge issue for me. Like, when I'm recording videos, I don't really stutter. Sometimes it's easy for me to edit it out and whatnot. But when I'm live, it's just really difficult for me to talk nonstop. It really is. Got around 17 minutes until the polls officially close. We're getting close to the poll closing date. Yeah, but like I was saying, New Hampshire is a fairly liberal state for what it is. They have voted Democrat a lot, especially as of recently. It's still technically considered a swing state, but it's actually a blue-leaning state. Yes, they might be conservative on, like, gun issues, and they're a fairly considered, like, a libertarian state with, like, the no step on snake flags, the whole guns thing, the anti-government shit and whatnot. Yes, you can basically make that perspective of them being a little bit conservative on certain issues. Being against gun control is definitely a thing. They are a gun-toting state. But they're also heavily liberal on issues such as gay rights and abortion. And also race-related issues, if you know what I mean. In fact, I believe New Hampshire is one of the most LGBTQ-friendly states in the Union, if I remember correctly. Yeah, JMC called it 53-55%. Note, the rural, more Trump-friendly areas likely won't be in tonight, but I expect his numbers to rise over the next couple of days. Yeah, that's exactly what I say. I think his numbers are going to continue to rise. We're not going to know the actual margin of victory until all the votes are counted. Until, like, the polls close and then we get pretty much everything. That's when we'll know the actual true margin of victory. Yeah, the rural areas. So, yeah, like Berlin, Littletown, not Lebanon is a Haley area, Claremont, Farmington, Rochester. These areas, like the more rural areas, like this slither, Hart's Location. Interesting name in New Hampshire. Yeah, what is that? Let's see. Hart's Location. Let me look that up. Hart's Location. Town in New Hampshire. Town in Carroll County, New Hampshire. Population, 44 people live in it. Yeah, maybe I should go and visit someday. I mean, if there's one place in New Hampshire that I could visit, it should be Hart's Location. I'm curious to see what it is. Look at all these pictures. Man, New Hampshire is such a beautiful state. Really, it is. Yeah, it's that little slither right over here. Nice houses. Man, look at these colors. All the snow. Wonder if there's any ski resorts nearby in that area. Maybe in the same county, I'm not so sure. Right now, it is 31 31 degrees there. I don't know if that's rain or snow. I can't really tell. Yeah, it's going to be snowing throughout this week. That's lovely. Hart's location. Yeah, very nice location. Indeed. Randolph. There's so many places in New Hampshire that I want to visit. There's also Livermore. Right? 7:48. We got 12 minutes until the polls officially close. Now let's check on the Democrat side. Let's see results. Let's see what the Democrats are in. 25% reporting uncompressed write-ins. That is very interesting. That is a very interesting result. Joe Biden write-in. Yeah, this is a little bit wonky. Marianne Williamson has about 4.5% of that vote. Dean Phillips has about 21%. Unprocessed write-ins, I am not so sure what that is. Probably a bunch of jumbled random. Not so sure. Concord is the first biggish city to be close to fully reporting, and while Haley is winning there by 8 points, she really ought to be doing better than that to be on track to win a state. I'll retweet that. Let's see, where's Concord? Let's see, they're at... Yeah, she has about, let's see, 52.45, so let me do... This is why you gotta get a calculator. Sometimes you can't do the math in your head. 52 minus... Yeah, that's about a 7-point lead so far. 7-point lead in Concord. Oh, we got more. We got Alton just came in. Alton just came in. Rochester got a little bit more redder. And I think Belmont came in. Or did Franklin come in? Or Salisbury did not come in. Henniker, not so sure. But I did see some municipalities flip red or turn red. Some, I believe, turned blue. There's Conway, Peterborough, and Keene. Yeah, I think he will win this New Hampshire primary. The real question that we're going to find out, and we probably won't find out until later on, is the margin of victory. We know he'll win. We just need to know the margin of victory. Let's check on Manchester. That is... Ooh, 55-45. So a 10-point lead in Manchester. That is the largest city in New Hampshire. The largest city in New Hampshire, and Concord is its capital. So these are the two major cities. Dover, that is 54-46. I believe that is an 8-point margin of victory, if I remember correctly. Again, I'll do the math real quick. Yeah, it's an 8-point victory. Yeah, I think, 8 points. Yeah, we're just waiting on Nashua, which is a city. 2/3 of New Hampshire Republican primary vote. Jack Posobiec says 2/3 of New Hampshire voters said they oppose a federal law banning abortions nationwide. Well, Republican voters, that is. Yeah, voters say they oppose abortions. Exactly like I said. They don't like banning abortions. They're a pretty pro-choice state. Fairly liberal. Exactly. It's pretty much what I said earlier on. let's see. CNN has a New Hampshire voter voting for Nikki Haley in the primary. Will switch his vote to Joe Biden in general election. Yeah, you see, this is why there are a lot of people who are against open primaries. I'm a little bit indifferent on that. It's cool to be able to vote on primaries on the ballot that you choose and get the ballot that you choose without having to register as a primary. But at the same time, it allows situations like this, which, if you're following me on Twitter, I will retweet this. It actually allows for situations like this. And we are less than 10 minutes away from closing polls. That is 7 minutes. It is 7:53, so we're getting close to closing time. But yeah, as I was saying, what Charlie Kirk is saying with the whole situation, this is why this is one of the cons of having an open primary. They can easily manipulate the results. That's why there are people who are against it. I'm mixed. I don't like that. I don't like, people trying to manipulate the results and whatnot. But at the same time, I also like being able to choose the ballot, whichever one that I want to choose. Especially when you're an independent like myself. I don't want to affiliate with any party. I view myself as an independent. I don't align with any party, so... yeah. Any moment now. Final polls will close. Right now, just looking at my clock on my phone, we are 4 minutes away. Well, 6 minutes away. It's 7:54 is what I meant to say. And right now we're at 54.2 Trump, 44.9 Haley. Trump is about to crack 30,000 votes. Haley has already crossed 24,000. And so far, the margin of victory for Trump is 54.2 minus 44.8. Whoops. Minus. Really, Jack? Really? Oh, okay, yeah, the notification popped up. I didn't see that. Good one, Jack. Minus 44.8. Yeah, around a 9.5 point victory. Little under that. So we're approaching 10 points. Again, I have my prediction around 30 points as the margin of victory. That's at least the lowest. The highest is 40. So I'm still standing by my prediction. We are 5 minutes away. 5 minutes away. Yeah, and Democrat, so far in the Democrat, 23% reporting. The unprocessed write-ins. We're not going to be covering that. Delegates shared proportionally among top candidates. Updated at 7:56 p.m. Eastern. This is from the Associated Press. 17% reporting. New York Times has 18% of the votes in. So it's a little bit different, depending on which network you're viewing. MSNBC has 12%. Let's check, let's go and update the exit polling. I'm viewing MSNBC, Associated Press, and New York Times. Decision Desk does not have it, unfortunately. I don't know if RCP has it. Let me check. I wonder wonder see if RCP has it. Yeah, I think everyone is kind of in line right now. Associated Press is in line. Well, not really MSNBC. They're 12% in. They have Trump at 52.5 and 46.5 for Haley. So they're a little bit different. Associated Press and New York Times have it in line. So they're the ones that are similar right now. Haley picked up DeSantis voters. That's scary. I'm not so sure. I don't know if I can verify that. See what Andy says. Yep. Hat stays on. Dems are pushing people to vote Haley tonight because apparently they want Trump to be the nominee. Makes sense. Oh, yeah, it certainly does, Andy. It certainly does. Oh, we want Haley. She's more sane. Oh, but we want Trump so we can easily win. All right. All right. 20 seconds. 15 seconds. MSNBC is a little bit behind. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the polls have officially closed. And we got the needle over here. The estimated margin, New York Times has it at 12. Right now, it's pretty likely Trump. No surprises there. Let me put out a tweet real quick. Polls have just closed. Whoops, sorry. Small desk while I'm writing. Anyway, New York Times has Trump at a pretty likely chance of winning at 92%. The estimated margin of victory. Yeah, the needles are here. We got the needles. 92% Trump and 12 margin of victory. Yeah, I have it around 28 Haley 4. See the RCP. Yeah, 25-30 is my projection. 25-30 at the lowest, and then like 40 at the highest. Oh, yep, they called it. They just called it. They just called it. They just called it. They just called it. Oh, yep, they also Joe Biden is projected to be the winner of New Hampshire as well. Wow. Let's see. Projection. And we got ourselves a projection, by the way. We got ourselves a projection. I don't think MSNBC has called it yet. I don't think I'm going to project it just yet. Red Eagle just called it. New York Times just called it. I don't know if Associated Press just called it. No, they haven't yet. So, I know New York Times has called it. But when everyone calls it, that's when I'll make my projection. Trump is winning New York. Nope. Oh. Times just called it for Trump. No surprises here. No surprises here. Only a matter of time if more networks call it. Only a matter of time when every other network calls it. And time when for no, I can't type. Time when the other networks start to call it. All right. I don't know why people are watching this. Watch Red Eagle stream. He's got a lot of analysis. He talks more than I do. I'm just doing the coverage here. He's doing all the analysis and the shit. So if you want to see that, go to Red Eagle stream. But I'm just doing the coverage, and I'm just covering all the polls and covering everything. Yeah, NBC says that the race is too early to call, but Trump is leading. Yeah, New York Times called it. They were the first ones, I believe, to do so. Yep, Election Wizard called it. Yeah, Hodge Twins, time for Haley to drop out. Yes, I think so too. 54-45, so 9-point margin so far. All we got to do is wait for the margins. That's all we got to do. Decision Desk called it. All right, Decision Desk called it. Decision Desk HQ called it for Trump. Red Eagle called it for Trump. So, you know what? I think we can make the projection right now. I think we can. The Axiom Decision Desk is projecting Donald J. Trump to win the state of New Hampshire and Joe Biden on the Democrat side to win as well. So Trump and Biden both won New Hampshire. I think we already know where this is going by now. I think we already know. Yeah, I heard about that. SCOTUS telling Texas that they can't guard their border. You know, it's... What's wrong? I mean, you know... Security is not a bad thing. It's like leaving your door unlocked. You gotta lock your door, man. You gotta use VPN when you're using the internet. You can't have an unprotected border. You can't. So I don't know what SCOTUS is thinking about that. Yep, the primary's over. The primary is over. Primary's over for both parties. I think we already know who the nominees are. Trump on the Republicans, Biden on the Democrats. They both won Iowa, and they both won New Hampshire. I don't know why NBC News called it. Let me see if Fox News called it. Fox News. See if they called it. Yep, Jesse Waters. Yeah, 54.4. I don't think they've called it just yet. Yeah, they're saying too soon to call. CNN. See what they're saying. They haven't called it yet. New York Times just called it. I think they were the first ones to call it. See if Associated Press called it just yet. Oh, yep, Associated Press just called it. They called it. The Associated Press has called this race for Donald Trump. Now, on the Democrat side, did they call it yet? I don't think so. They haven't called it yet. But yeah, Trump won New Hampshire. Trump 28 victory still in the cards. 25-30 again is my margin. So I'd be very close on that. I'd be very close on that. So estimated margin is around 13 points. Let's check Manchester. 56-43 in Manchester. Really the only good performing city, I should say, or municipality, as I like to call them, is Haley. The 6 votes out of Dixville. The first votes that came out of the primary. That's pretty much the only strong victory she has. Aside from Concord, which she has a fairly decent in there. Let me calculate that. That is 52. Around a 7-point victory, which is 56-43. Trump has a 13-point margin of victory over Manchester, which is the largest city of New Hampshire. In its capital, that's a 7-point margin of victory for Nikki Haley, Concord. Oh yeah, and Fitzwilliam also is a pretty strong Haley area too. Of course, Berlin is the strongest, and Hart's location, which has a population of 44, as we just saw earlier. Excuse me. Yeah, CNN has not called it yet. Let's check on MSNBC. MSNBC, if they've called it. They still say it's too early to call. Yeah, pretty much a lot of people are calling it already. Down goes bird brain. Oh, I love you, cat turd. Yeah, exactly, Liz Wheeler. Anyone who thought it was going to be is silly. No surprises here. AP and Decision Desk both called it for Trump. Oh, don't drop my phone. Yeah, should I continue going? I mean, the race is already over and I streamed a lot earlier than the closing time. Election alert. Oh, we'll see. MSNBC is making a projection. And let's see if they called it for Trump. They did. MSNBC called it. MSNBC called it. MSNBC has called it for Trump. MSNBC has called the primary for Trump. No surprise. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I knew Trump was going to win. I am not surprised. is here. Here. I don't see anyone. Yeah, I don't see anyone else winning Nevada and South Carolina. Everyone should just drop out. Trump and Biden. Those are the two nominations. The general election started a little bit early this year. Anyone else at this point winning Nevada or South Carolina? The general started early. Now, they're estimating at the highest a 26 margin of victory. 11 delegates go to Trump and only 6 for Nikki Haley. And more are coming in. Ooh, Asa Hutchinson. Franconia. That's interesting. That's interesting. Someone who is not Haley or Trump is winning in a different municipality. Franconia. And Littleton just came in. Little rural town. Man, I really want to visit New Hampshire someday. Really beautiful place. I would move there, but, you know, I don't think I can handle the cold. I don't really think I can handle the cold. Yeah, 21% in. Alton, I think, came in. Or I think that was already in. Franklin just came in. Meredith. Haley's leading there. Oh, Franconia flipped back to Haley. It was briefly Hutchinson for a while, but now it's back to Haley. 65-32. Let's check on CNN, see if they called it. CNN. Yep, projected winner, Donald Trump. Let's see what CNN has. Trump takes early lead. They called it for Biden on the Democratic side. But I don't think they've called it for Trump yet. Fox News. See what they got. Did they call it? Yep, they called it for Trump. Fox News called it for Trump, and they got Vivek on talking right now. Oh boy. This is gonna be fun, isn't it? This year is gonna be really fun. 2020 was not so fun. 2016 was not so fun. I have a really good feeling for this year. I don't know why, but I got a good feeling. 6 out of 10 New Hampshire voters believe Trump investigations are politically motivated. Yeah, I agree. That's a separate video. I'll talk about that in my New Hampshire video, which I will. I don't know if I'm going to be able to record tomorrow because I will be busy. Maybe Thursday. I'll record like the first half of it, like the intro and all the results and everything. But then the analysis I'll do on Thursday. I mean, I got a whole day to myself there. 7 out of 10 New Hampshire Republicans support Trump. Yeah, no surprises there. So yeah, Fox News called it. See if CNN will call it because it's been a few minutes. CNN. Nope, they have not called it yet. We got Hanover, which has a huge margin of victory for Nikki Haley. Yeah, Dixville. What is that? Dixville, New Hampshire. All 6 of its votes, and has a population of 11. Yeah, let's see. What is Dixville Notch? Why a small New Hampshire town holds its primary voting at midnight. Let's see. North County, a handful of civic-minded Americans in a small town called Dixville Notch gathered late into the night on Monday to cast the first votes of the state's 2024 primary. continuing a decades-long tradition that has surprising roots. Ooh, interesting. That is very interesting. I'm learning a lot from New Hampshire, man. New Hampshire is great. Man, New Hampshire is such an interesting state. Margin of victory. Again, they're projecting a 11 margin of victory. Now they're saying a 24 margin of victory. Who knows? It might be a lot lower than 19.3. I don't know what the previous number. I might as well have to re-watch the stream. What the original that I have. But votes are still coming in. Yeah. I might have to look into this. Interesting. I don't think I was made aware of that. I don't think I was ever made aware of it when the primaries were going on in New Hampshire 4 years ago in 2020. I think I may have heard some murmurs about it, but I don't think I was made fully aware of it until now. Learn something new every day. Oh, CNN made a projection. They're calling it for Trump. They called it for Biden as well, so it's over. CNN called it for Trump. It's over. Yeah, it's over. It's over. Everyone's calling it. It's over. It's over. CNN projects Trump's wins New Hampshire GOP primary. All right. I guess we'll have to wait until Nevada and South Carolina. No. When are the Nevada caucus? Or the Nevada primary? Results at February 8th, so got a long ways to go. That is, how many weeks? 1, 2, 3. Around 2 weeks, so it's around a Thursday, I believe. Yeah, Thursday, February 8th. All right, Nikki Haley's on. Are you going to drop out? Are you going to drop out? Yeah, she's got to drop out. Like, she needs to drop out. I said if she loses South Carolina, she needs to drop out. Maybe she is waiting until South Carolina. And if she loses, she definitely needs to drop out. I mean, drop out now. Everyone needs to drop out. Yes, and that's including the Democrats. If your name is not Trump or Biden, drop out. The primary is over. You have no shot against either of these two. It's like what I said in my Iowa caucus stream. You have no shot against Trump or Biden if you're running for a Democrat or a Republican. Primaries, well, not technically over, but Trump and Biden are the de facto nominees. The general election kind of de facto started it here. Yep, everyone's calling it. It's over. And of course, CNN is going to play Nikki Haley. Biden wins New Hampshire 2024 in a write-in campaign. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, that explains what's the write-in that we have on. Yeah, I think that's what explains it. Hold on. Joe Biden wins. Yep. Associated Press called it. In a unprocessed write-in. Interesting. Very 1.2%, but the others are still unprocessed. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, sooner rather than later, we're going to have to focus on the general now. Primaries are going to be completely pointless. Like, I'll continue to start streaming until, like, Super Tuesday. That will most likely be the last stream that I will cover of the presidential primaries. After that, I'm done. I'll probably do Nevada. I'll probably do South Carolina. I know I'm going to do Super Tuesday. Maybe I'll cover Florida because it's my home state. Let me mute it. There, muted. I'll probably cover Nevada. I'll probably cover South Carolina. Maybe I can turn them into hangout streams. That will be a little bit more, that will make them a little bit more interesting. Maybe put a face cam in there because you really cannot see my face. But yeah, Super Tuesday, done. Florida, I might do it because it's my home state. Maybe I'll do some, like, primaries and generals of some, like, house races. Maybe that will be interesting as well. There's still a lot that we can do, There is still a lot that we can do. So, yeah, guys, how long have I been streaming for? I think I've been streaming for an hour. I think we should call it there, since there's really not that much to cover. Yep. See you in South Carolina on February 24th. So, February 8th, that is, I believe that's the South Carolina. And February 8th is Nevada, and February 28th is, or February 24th, I'm sorry. February 8th, that's Nevada. February 24th, that is South Carolina. So those are the next ones. Nikki Haley will drop out when she gets embarrassed in her home state of South Carolina. Yeah, I think she's waiting until South Carolina. Yeah, she's waiting until South Carolina. I wouldn't be surprised. Ideally, you'd be dropping out right now, but wait until South Carolina. At this point, then you'll know it's over. But yeah, guys, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's been a little bit underwhelming. A lot better than Iowa, I will say so myself, but yeah, guys, video will be coming out later this week on New Hampshire. Got a lot to talk about, We're going to talk about the results, my thoughts, my analysis and whatnot. The whole 9 yards, so we'll be talking about that later. So, like, subscribe, ring notifications, and until then, take care, talk soon, and I'll see you guys